Hello and welcome to Wheels on a Bike. I'm Agnieszka. This is a channel about bicycle commuting, bicycle touring, and exploring on two wheels. In this video, I'd like to focus on bike security. I live in a pretty large urban city, Toronto, Canada, and we experience bike theft throughout the year. In Toronto, there had been a 24% increase in bike theft between 2019 and 2020. That's pretty significant, and I think that the pandemic will continue having a pretty significant impact on bike theft this year as well. I recently connected with Cycling in Toronto, which is a Facebook group, and I posed a question to the effect of, what do you do to keep your bike secure? And in this video, I'm going to share with you 6 tips or strategies for bike security that came out of those conversations I had with Cycling in Toronto group members. The first tip or the first strategy is never leave your bike unattended. Whatever you do, take your bike with you. Don't park it, don't lock it, don't ever take your eyes off of the bike when it's outside. And the second part of it is take your bike inside overnight or longer term storage. And this means inside your home, inside your apartment, inside your condo, not the garage, not the shed, not the porch where the bike can be stolen. Some people said that that's why they ride a Brompton or the folding bike, because you can literally take it anywhere. All right, but what if taking your bike everywhere with you isn't very practical? What then? Well, that leads us to tip number 2. Consider where you're going to park your bike. This means the location, but as well as what you're going to be attaching your bike to, or the bike racks. So it goes without saying that you shouldn't park your bike in a dark alleyway, so look for a relatively busy, well-lit area. Additionally, consider what you are attaching your bike to, so the bike rack itself. Look at the bike rack that you're attaching your bike to, wiggle it around to see if all the components are together. If the bike rack itself isn't secure, your bike is not going to be secure by default. So consider the overall quality of the bike rack you're attaching your bicycle to, because that will indicate whether or not your bike even has a chance at being secure. And that brings me to the next tip. Specifically, use multiple locks when attaching your bike to a bike rack. Let's establish some baselines about bicycle locks. Every single lock, regardless of the quality, can be broken, and locks are deterrents. I'll leave some great videos in the description below about lock testing and the types of information about the types of locks available there. When making purchasing decisions about bike locks, consider buying the best lock you can afford. The higher the quality, the better. The thing about bike theft is that it's typically a crime of opportunity. You want your bike to be the least desirable bike to steal. My recommendation is for you to use multiple bike locks. When securing your lock to the bike, always remember about getting a tight fit. So you want to get the frame, the wheel, and the rack together, or secure all 3 together if that's possible. And then use the second lock to secure the other wheel to the frame. And that leads us to the next tip, which is component locks. I will specifically focus on wheel locks. There are different types. There are ones that you need a special key to remove, and there are ones that use gravity as the technology to prevent bike theft. The ones that I have on my bike are the gravity-based ones, where for anyone to be able to remove the wheel, you have to flip the bike on its side to be able to unlock the wheel nut and then take the wheel off. The 5th bike security feature isn't necessarily a security feature, but rather a recovery tool. So the moment you get your bike, whether it's a brand new bike or whether it's a bike that's new to you, consider registering it. Register it with the police service if that option is available to you. Register it with community recovery services such as Project 529 or the Bike Index or the Bike Registry. I believe that's what it's called in the UK. So these are community registries that identify you as the owner of the bicycle. So in the unfortunate circumstance where your bike does go missing, and if somebody recovers or finds it, they can make that connection between you and the bike. If the bike is a brand new bike, I would also recommend registering the bike with the manufacturer. Once again, it's just yet another point of connection between you and your bike. Just a note about registering your bike with police services: don't expect them to go looking for your bike if the bike is stolen. Registering your bike will help with the recovery process, not with the looking for the bike process. Unless you're in Dubai. In Dubai, police take bike theft very seriously. The sixth bike security strategy you may want to investigate is not really a security strategy per se, but is part of the recovery process of your bike. So you may want to wish to insure your bicycle, whether you add your bike as a line item to your homeowner's policy or your contents policy. That's really up to you, but that option is also available. There were two other things that people mentioned in the comments, and I wanted to share them with you as well. One is people use bike sharing. So instead of having their own bike and commuting on their own bike around the city, they just zip around on these bike share bikes. The second thing that people mention is that they ride beater bikes or junk bikes, bikes that are past their prime, bikes that are still in very much of a working order, but they don't look great and they may not be the first piece to be stolen by a bike thief. And that's all I have for you in terms of bike security strategies. I am so curious to hear from you. What do you use? What works for you? How do you keep your bike secure? This is a brand new YouTube channel, so consider sharing, liking, subscribing, doing all the YouTube things. I appreciate the support. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.